Alright, buckle up for this crazy flick, folks. Our story kicks off with Nicholas, the big shot business dude who's reminiscing while scrubbing his mug and strolling down his mansion to meet Elsa, the house manager. He chows down some breakfast before heading to work. His secretary's like, "Hey, Mr. Nicholas, it's your birthday today. Did you forget?" His ex Elsa tells him to give her a call. Meanwhile, Say More Butts, yeah, that's his name, keeps bugging him for lunch. So Nicholas hits the restaurant but ends up in Coney instead. His brother, who's a dead ringer for him, shows up claiming he came to celebrate. The dude hands him a birthday present from a company called CRS, promising a life-changing experience. Nicholas is skeptical, but his brother insists, "Try the game, man." Cut to the club. Nicholas hears peeps chatting about the game. He joins in, and someone says, "I wish I played it sooner." Another dude's like, "I used to be blind, now I see." After the club, he gets a call from the game company saying he got rejected, but no worries, try again next time. His brother Coney insists they meet, revealing a creepy domino with their dad's face. Inside, a red tape with a key, and guess what's written on it? The company's name. Dun dun dun. So, our dude Nicholas is in this game, right? And suddenly weird stuff starts happening. The TV news anchor starts talking to him saying, "Yo, you'll find keys now and then. Stay sharp. Those keys are going to come in handy later." Nicholas is about to lose it, wondering how the heck the TV guy knows. It turns out there's a tiny camera behind him. He breaks the domino, the real anchor dude shows up, and off he goes to the airport for a work trip. The next day, he's at the airport ready for his job-related journey, hooking up with his dad's work buddy Anson. He sees this game thing shaped like yesterday's domino, but some other dude snags it. Later, the pen in his pocket goes nuts, and when he reaches Anson, they get into a brawl. Anson's bag won't open, so Nicholas goes back to the restaurant waiting for his brother Coney. Coney's a no-show, but there's this waitress named Kristen clumsily spilling drinks on him. The manager kicks her out, and Nicholas apologizes, but she storms off. Then there's this guy who faints in the street. They rush him to the hospital, but when they arrive, the lights go out and everyone disappears. Nicholas tells Kristen not to freak out. It's the game. He explains everything as they head for the hospital elevator. It refuses to work. He tosses the game company's key in. It works, but then it cuts out again. So they had to bail out of that elevator, and when they finally got out, they found themselves in the game's company digs. But the company's alarm went off, so they had to dodge security, and the guard dogs chasing them until they reached a safe spot. They dived into a dumpster, changed their clothes at Nicholas's company, and grabbed a can. She tells him, "I gotta confess, someone paid me $400 to spill drinks on you. I woke up late for the secretary's call the next day." She says, "This hotel you stayed at called and said you forgot your visa." So he heads back to the hotel, and the dude at the front desk says, "Just grab it from the counter." Later, he's walking down the street and a detective tails him. He goes up to Anson, accusing him of setting up this whole thing. Anson denies it, saying, "I just agreed to it. I signed up this morning." Nicholas apologizes, takes a beating, goes home, and Elsa's nowhere to be found. The power's cut, and there's this blue light flickering on the wall. He finds another creepy doll with a note and a picture of his dad's suicide. He calls the cops for the weird stuff going on, and Coney shows up, tense as a cat. Tony spills the beans, saying he signed up with a sketchy game company, but he realized it's no bueno. Every time you try to bail, they keep an eye on you, just like they did with him. They cut him off before he could spill more beans and rush him into the car. Coney reveals that he confronted the game company but found the place abandoned. Later, he goes to Kristen to talk but finds her place empty and she's acting all strange. She warns him they're watching, but before they can finish, they get interrupted. The goons show up, starts a fire, and bail. They catch a ride and get away from the house. Nicholas confronts Kristen and she's like, "Trust me, nobody else will tell you what's going on." They head back and she spills the tea. She and Coney are in deep with the game company, clueless about how to get out. If you call the bank, you'll find they emptied your account. Nicholas calls the bank and yep, they cleaned him out. Kristen spills that they took all the cash, and even if you contact the bank, you won't find anything. She suggests they scramble and spill some more when they're back home. So he calls the cop and they head to the game company spot. Surprise, it's deserted. Later, he talks to Kristen again, but her old place is a ghost town. The fridge is empty and the shelves are just for show. He starts doubting her too, but she's like, "Trust me, we have got to bounce because they're onto us." Kristen set him up, drugging his tea. She tells him, "Your manager is in on it too, lying. One wink from me and he knew Kristen had slipped something into the tea. So when you gave them your account numbers, it wasn't the bank, it was our company." So this dude wakes up and surprise, he's in a graveyard. He breaks out of the coffin and heads to pawn his watch for some grub. Walks into a diner and shouts to everyone, "Got $18? Who's giving me a lift to San Francisco?" Finds a taker Later reaches home and it's up for sale. Hops the fence, takes a shower, and grabs cash stashed in a jar he had put there for a rainy day. Hits up the towel where Connie's chilling, and the hotel manager's like, "Your bro wrecked his room." Had a nervous breakdown. Later, he swings by his ex, Elizabeth's place to talk. As he sits in a cafe with her, Fine Gold, the CEO of the CRS game company, pops up on TV with a signed pic in a restaurant. Nicholas realizes he's been played, dials up Fine Gold, and the wife's like, "He's at the zoo with the kids." Nicholas grabs his gun, heads to the zoo, and confronts Fine Gold, demanding to know who owns the game company. Fine Gold's like, "The whole building's a company, figure it out, bro." Takes him to the company and finds out everyone is just acting and plotting against him. He grabs Kristen, and as they run to the rooftops, she spills that it's all staged for his birthday, and they're just actors. So they get to the rooftop and Nicholas is ready to kill Kristen, thinking he had killed his brother. Kristen radios for help saying, "He's gonna kill me." Kristen spills that it was all an act. Connie orchestrated the whole thing for a unique birthday celebration. Nicholas doesn't get the memo and gets pistol whipped. Kristen tells him, "He's dead, you killed him." Nicholas jumps off the building thinking he is doomed like his dad. He lands in a room with people cheering and Connie, still alive, says, "How about that birthday surprise?" He hugged his bro and the actors and the party began. Fine Gold, the company dude, tells Nicholas it was supposed to be him pulling the stunt, by the way. He goes to Connie ready to settle the bill and Connie's like, "Kristen handled it. She's at the animal garden with the kids." Nicholas rushes there and Kristen says, "I'm going to the airport. Want to join for a vacation?" Nicholas agrees, and that's a wrap, folks. If you enjoyed the show, drop a like, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell for more fun videos. Let us know in the comments what movie you want to see next time. Peace out.